Happy birthday, girl. Okay, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cathie. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Thank you, team! Yay! Can you read that? Look at that. It's in there.
These are those ones that relate. I
You didn't know it.
didn't know. No.
Keep blowing. There we go. You know what? My camera has got to be in the car.
Happy 29th, Cathie.
Oh my God!
We really enjoyed the last one.
All those years of knowing I did 29.
Okay, we need
You guys.
29.
Zodiac for that.
Now,
Yeah,
does that work?
39 one more time.
That's it.
No better.
Oh,
Come on together. Oh my God.
She's really a Capricorn, not a
Oh my
Pisces.
God. Is that craziness? You know what? I really gotta get a camera on this.
Yes, but great. Now put her on your adult website.
I know you always wait for something. Oh, look at this. How yummy is this? Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I got love in my tummy.
You want to pass these
I need
around?
glasses.
He does look very spray painty.
Nibble it, and then we can always.
Look, Andy, I got a half piece of cake.
Don't worry, you'll get
Shut
more.
up. There's more. I just gotta make sure that we have enough.
Cafe? Come and get cake. Come and get cake.
Come here, buddy.
Stand down the front of you.
Yeah. Very bad. Don't be breaking it.
The compartments, air conditioned, and
The dog got loose, and I didn't know it, and he was sleeping under the wheel of my front tire. And I'm taking Aaron or John to school or something, and we're late. I'm like, just get in the car, you know, and the kids get in the car, and I back up, and there's like, boom. I'm like, what happened? And what was that? And John gets out, he goes, Ma, you ran over the dog. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, you know, he was supposed to be tied up in the back, you know? And so we take the dog to the vet, and you know, they tell me at the next morning when I go there, they want to observe him for 24 hours. I go there, they tell me that this dog is a Houdini dog. They had him in a cage in the back kennel. When they opened up the door in the morning, he was waiting at the door like, give me something, here I am. They're like, you have the Houdini dog. But when I ran him over and the tread mark was on his side, his side was swollen.
This is not true.
And he's like, he was all swollen and he was walking like this. I'm like, oh my God,
No.
I bent the dog, you know, because he was bent. He was walking
Oh
like
my
this.
God.
With his whole, then one day Andy ran him over on his bicycle. This dog was so fucking stupid. Andy took him for a ride on the bicycle with, you know, he had the leash, and the dog ran in front of him, and Andy ran him over with the bike, flew over the handlebars. The dog took off and then saw Andy down and came back, you know, and was licking on his face like, oh, I'm okay, are you okay, you know? And then, remember the night he ran out and he got hit by a car?
He ran out the door and I'm like, and I walked down the street and this car came like screaming down the road and I hit
It was winter
donk,
yeah.
and he hit the dog and the dog like spun
and it came up like
and
this one guy came up
like was sitting in the gutter like right on the curb. And I just turned around and I came back in the bar and I go, oh my God, Bandit's dead. He got nailed by this car.
And then all of a sudden,
So you went
And then
down.
I turned around and he's sitting at the door going.
No.
But what was really cool about that accident,
Like,
it knocked out half his teeth on one side of his face.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, when he would go to bite me, I'd put my hand on that side, you know, and he couldn't bite me.
Oh, man.
Kind of like with
I mean, you could hear it when he got
Yeah.
hit.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got hit. It was
Oh,
And
God.
then one night, Michael Loderstadt was out there, and the dog was going crazy in the bar. And we're like, Bandit, shut up, Bandit, shut up. And he was just like going nuts. And I grabbed him, and I look outside, and I see who I thought was my neighbor across the street, like this, with the guy with the gun in his face. And so we went out there, and in a way, it was kind of sad for the robber because it was after hours like this. And everybody came out, and I was screaming, and the dog was going nuts. I was like, what are you doing? Does your mother know where you are? What are you know? And Tim Heron who was like the voice of reason.
Which is a scary
And
thought,
plus,
but I love him.
Andy had the camera going, and he ran outside, but he had it going in the bar, and when he pressed the button, it turned off, so we don't have any of it on tape. And we called the police, we have it all on tape, and then it wasn't there. But we went out there, and it was like a scene from Frankenstein, you know, where we're all screaming at this guy with torches and barking dogs, you know. And then Tim,
I remember you telling me this. I know this story.
Tim was really the voice of reason because these guys had guns, and they were very.
And they're like, Linda,
Oh,
they have a
yeah,
gun, you
yeah.
have a barking dog.
Yeah.
You know?
But, you know, they were so cool. They were like backing up across the street and putting their guns in there. And then when I found out they had guns, I was even more angry, you know. I didn't know they had guns, and that made me even more angry, you know. But they kind of just backed off and got into their cars, and Tim was like, look, nobody's going to bother you, just get in your car and get the hell out of here, you know, and they did. And then we think it was the same kid that was killed at the treehouse several months later, yeah. Because when we saw him in the newspaper, it looked like the same kid.
So how many years did you have Bandit that you saved him from?
13 years.
Do you think that was
12 years.
No, I mean that you had Bandit.
Yeah,
that-
12 years.
You know what is that? That's remarkable.
Yeah, and over the years, there were so many times the dog was totally nuts, and so I had people come in that were dog breeders and stuff. They told me he was from a puppy farm, and he was inbred, and he had a flat, smooth brain. You could tell by the shape of his skull that he was just like inbred too much, and he was just nuts.
Most of your poodles are like that, they're inbred, you know.
Yeah, are
I
they?
know every time we always drill poodles and schnauzer.
That's the style they go after.
And they're always had a style.
He bit my grandson.
I mean, but they're
And
Japanese.
you know, Ian, you know, a little boy, he wanted to give him puppy cookies, you know, and the guys were down here and they were like not paying attention, and Ian went back there and came out crying, and John, my son, took the dog outside, and he was like, you know, I know it can be a pain in the ass, but if you ever attack my son again, I will kill you. And the dog, you know, never attacked him again after that. But then we always.
The dog kind of knew what was
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
He was,
But you know what? When I got him, it said on his paperwork, does not do well with children. And I think I learned from that means this is a biting dog. And he didn't like me, I think, because I'm small. If I would baby talk, it was so funny. I don't even know if we have this on tape anywhere, because I would baby talk to the dog, and the nicer I was, he'd start to growl at me, and then he'd start to show his teeth, you know, he'd be like, and the more nice I was to him, the nastier, you know, he just couldn't deal with it.
No, you're nurturing.
So you took
You're
it
the
down there
dog.
today to the kennel?
Yeah,
And that was it?
yeah.
Okay.
It was very fast.
Yeah, it's a shot, right?
Yeah, well, 2 shots. We
You get
took
to view the
him.
body afterwards?
We're
I
having
think
a
you're right
thing.
there. Aren't you right there when you?
Yeah, we stayed with
Where
him.
did you go to?
Yeah, I
Gateway
taped
by
it.
him?
Gateway,
Yeah, that they sing in Polish after you sing Happy Birthday. Okay, I'm hanging. Ready?
Sto lat, żyje, żyje
sing like every second. You know?
It's true. Mike Mazer, I know.
Oh, from the
Yeah, Singing Angels. Yeah.
No, he's from here.
Yeah, he's on 14th
I
or
knew his
something.
brother, Matt, Mark.
My son got accepted in the
January 26, 2003.